Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we are going to review the Duka V2150. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Duka 9035, and Greg was wearing my Shinobi 9866. Grego said that Pellimato is quite upset. She wants Mix Mayfield to quit being a mercenary and to get a steady job at Mos Eisley so he'll be home more often. But he keeps blowing his interviews. She told him that maybe if he quit dressing like a space pirate, he might actually get a job. She said he should start watching Career Eye for this irate guy. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this box that looks a lot like a Benyar box. Very similar to a Benyar as far as the box goes, but of course this is a step above a Benyar as far as quality goes. But here is the watch. As you can see, there's quite a bit of reflection on this sapphire crystal. This is the fourth Duka on my channel. Duka makes solid steel watches with Japanese movements and sapphire crystals, and I would put them in the Pagani Design Cadison class in build and price. One would assume this is an homage of something more famous, but I am having difficulty trying to find it. It appears to have the case of a 62 mass, but the giant shovel minute hand of a newer Breitling Super Ocean. I have no clue what inspired the bezel. This watch comes in 3 different colorways. If you don't like the black, here's also a white with blue accents. I prefer this colorway, but it was sold out when I ordered it. There's also one that looks like a vintage Omega Seamaster, but that seems like a different watch altogether, so I'm not sure why that's included in this model. The watch is 41.6 millimeters at the bezel, which slightly overhangs the case. It's 49.9 millimeters lug to lug. Has a 13.7 millimeter thickness, including this dome sapphire crystal. Has a 20 millimeter lug width, which tapers down to 18 right before the clasp. And weighs 138 grams on the supplied bracelet with 3 links removed. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional ceramic. And the action is good, no back play, but it's very light. And unfortunately, you will knock it out of place quite a bit. So I just wish it was a bit stiffer. And this is a fully Lume bezel, as you'll see in the Lume test later. Then we have the dial. The dial is a flat black with no sunburst effect. Then we have the minute markers on the chapter ring, and we have little arrows at the 5s. And then it says Duka up top. Then it says automatic 10 bars, 100 meters on the bottom. And then we have the indices, we have batons at the majors and squares everywhere else. And then we have the hands. We have this huge shovel minute hand with this, it looks a lot like a Breitling Super Ocean, the newer models with the big old square on the minute hand. I guess I've been calling it a shovel hand lately. And then we just have a fence post hour hand, and then we have a lollipop second hand with a red tip. And there is no date on this watch, but there's a date on the movement, so we have a ghost date. Then we have a sign screw down crown, because you get 100 meters water resistance. The crown, though, is kind of small, and it's kind of hard to operate because of the bezel sticking out past the case. And so when you go to screw it in, often you will knock the bezel out of place when you screw it in. I wish the crown was a bit larger. Then we have a dome sapphire crystal, and as you can see, there's a ton of reflection. Then we have the case. I really like the case. I think they did a good job with the case. It's brushed on tops and the side and has a little small polished chamfered edge. And the case kind of reminds me of a Seiko 62 mass. And then we have the case back. The case back is a screw down display. It says waterproof. Shouldn't say waterproof. It should say water resistant. Then it says stainless steel, 150 10 bars. I don't know what the 150 is supposed to be for. And the display case back is not sapphire. This is not a sapphire sandwich. Why would you need sapphire case back when it's going to be against your wrist anyway? The whole point of sapphire is it doesn't scratch easy. So if your wrist is sharp enough to scratch a crystal or display case back, then you have issues. Underneath the case back is the Miyota 8215 movement. This is a 3 Hz 21 joule movement that hand winds, does not hack, and has a unidirectional rotor. That's why the wheel spins freely in one direction. Some people complain about the noise of the wheel spinning. It never bothers me. Maybe I just don't hear so good now that I'm older. So this is basically a workhorse movement that's in quite a few watches, but not near as common as the NH35. And I will put it on the time grapher and we'll see how it's doing. Here it is on the time grapher, and it looks like it's running spot on. We have 0 and 0. And a very healthy amplitude, 310 degrees. We do have quite a bit of beat error, 0.4 milliseconds. That's why you see 2 lines on the screen. But since it's running about perfect anyway, I guess I could care less about, or couldn't care less about 0.4 milliseconds of beat error. I can't imagine that Duka actually regulates these at the factory. I think we just got lucky with this one, but you never know. If anybody else has this watch, let me know if your movement is running this accurate or not. The bracelet is a 3-link. The bracelet is an H-link, and it's a true H-link, fully articulating, not one of them fake ones that I've been getting a lot of lately. We have solid inverted end links. Then we have push pins, not screw pins. I'm perfectly happy with push pins. They come out nice and easy, and I don't have to worry about them coming out on me. Then we have the clasp. We have a milled scissor inner and a pressed upper. The clasp is decent enough. Only 3 holes of micro adjust though, and these are some pretty big links, so it would be nice if we had 4, but no big deal there. Of course, you can always buy a clasp cheap enough on AliExpress. That would be a little bit longer, and you can get one with 4 holes then. But no, I like the bracelet. I think they did a good job with it. We have brushed H's and polished inners. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. I think that looks nice. It wears nice. It's a good looking watch. I've been happy with it. Here we are in the Lume room, just wearing the watch for review purposes. I could tell it had Lume, so that is always a good sign. As we speed up the time, we see the green glow of C3 and everything is looking pretty good. The Lume bezel is the first to go, except for the rather impressive Lume pip. The hour hand and the minor indices are the next weakest, but at least you can still see them. The minute hand is a bit better, but still behind the major indices. Still not bad considering the price of this watch. What I like about this watch, it looks and wears nice, has decent Lume. I like this H-link bracelet, plus the movement is running spot on. What are my gripes and groans? The crown's too small, kind of hard to use, and you knock the bezel out of alignment a lot. And that's another gripe, is the bezel action is a little bit too light. There's a ton of reflection on this dome sapphire crystal. Do I recommend this watch? Sure, this watch is a good dive style watch that looks and wears nice and is solidly built at a very reasonable price. But unfortunately right now, it's sold out. I can't find it anywhere on AliExpress still for sale. So I can't leave you a link in my description. And normally I try to like to review watches that you can actually buy. But I'm hoping that they'll come out with some more of these and they'll be on sale again soon. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Duka 2150, and I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. And once again, I cannot leave you an affiliate link because this watch is not for sale. Bye.